Hello everybody. Today, I'd like to share something that is very important to me, the journey of speaking English. English truly transformed my life. It created new opportunities, allowed me to form new friendships, and encouraged me to dream on a larger scale. In the beginning, I was frightened. My vocabulary was limited and my accent was distinct, but I persisted. I learned gradually, similar to how a baby learns to walk. I stumbled frequently, but I always stood back up. I understand that some of you might feel this way. Perhaps you feel hesitant to speak, fear errors, or are concerned about being judged. However, keep in mind that making mistakes is an essential component of learning. Without trying, we can never advance. Speaking English is comparable to learning how to swim. Initially, the water appears deep and you might be afraid to dive in, but after you take that initial plunge, you begin to gain confidence. With increased practice, you become more at ease. One of the most effective methods to learn is through listening. When you listen to English, your ears become familiar with the sounds. You hear correct pronunciation and absorb new expressions almost unconsciously. It's similar to listening to music. The more you listen, the more you comprehend. Another strategy to enhance your speaking is to practice with friends or even on your own. I sometimes speak English to myself. It might seem foolish, but it is beneficial. You can simulate a conversation. Pose questions to yourself and then answer them. The more you speak, the more skilled you become. And don't be concerned if your vocabulary is small. You don't require complex words to communicate effectively. Simple words are sufficient. Concentrate on expressing your thoughts, even if it's not flawless. People will understand you, and gradually, your vocabulary will expand. When I was learning, I often worried about people laughing at me. But I came to the realization that if I didn't speak, I would never get better. So, I spoke regardless. And you know what? The majority of people were supportive. They didn't laugh, they assisted me. Therefore, if you're anxious, that's fine. It's a natural feeling. But don't allow it to hinder you. Take a deep breath, smile, and begin speaking. The more you do it, the simpler it will get. Another technique that benefited me was reading aloud. When you read, your brain becomes accustomed to seeing and verbalizing words. It's like a workout for your muscles. The more you exercise them, the stronger they become. Additionally, never hesitate to seek assistance. If you are unsure how to say something, it's perfectly acceptable to ask. Everyone needs help occasionally, and asking questions is a fundamental part of learning. One final point I wish to make is this: have faith in yourself. If you believe I can't do this, it will be difficult. But if you affirm, I can learn this, you will notice improvement. English is not difficult if you approach it step by step. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. You don't get to the summit in one giant leap. You take one small step, then another, and another. Soon enough, you have reached the peak. It is the same with learning to speak English. So, I urge all of you to begin today. Speak English as frequently as possible. Don't worry about errors. Don't worry about perfection. Just speak. Ultimately, learning English is like planting a tree. You nourish it daily and it grows slowly, but one day you will see that it has become tall and sturdy. You will feel a sense of pride for persevering. Remember, the speed of your learning is not what's most important. What matters is that you never cease trying. So continue, keep speaking, and one day you will be able to declare, "I did it." I recall my first attempt at a full conversation in English. My heart was pounding, my hands were sweaty, and my voice was trembling. I was terrified of making an error, but I did it anyway. I spoke, and even though I made mistakes, I felt proud because I had tried. You see, speaking English isn't about perfection. It's about courage. Each time you speak, you are moving closer to improvement. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it remains weak. But the more you speak, the stronger your English becomes. When I started, I watched English movies and TV shows. At first, I understood very little, but I continued. I observed how people spoke, how they used gestures, facial expressions, and their tone of voice. It showed me that speaking English isn't solely about words, it's also about emotion. If you want to connect with people, don't be afraid to show your feelings when you talk. Smile when you're happy, frown when you're confused, and use your hands to express yourself. Language is more than words, it's how you communicate your heart. Sometimes during your learning, you may feel stagnant. You might think, "I've been studying for so long, but I'm not getting any better." This is normal. Learning a language is like climbing a hill. Sometimes you progress quickly, and other times it feels slow. But even when it feels slow, remember that you are still advancing. Don't quit, even when it's difficult. Setting small goals was a great help to me. I didn't try to be perfect in one day. Instead, I set small, daily objectives. One day, I would concentrate on learning new vocabulary. The next, I would focus on pronunciation. Little by little, I improved. And don't forget to acknowledge your progress. When you learn a new word or have a conversation in English, take a moment to feel proud. Every small step is an accomplishment. Learning English is a journey, and every step brings you nearer to your destination. I also discovered that keeping a journal in English was very helpful. Every night before bed, I would write about my day in simple English. It helped me practice thinking in English, and over time, I saw my sentences improving. You don't need to write a lot, even a sentence or two each day can make a difference. When you're practicing speaking, try to think in English as well. At first, you might mentally translate from your native language, but try to move beyond that. Think in English as much as you can. It's like learning to dance. Initially, you must think about every step, but with practice, it becomes instinctive. Another thing that helped me was finding friends who also wanted to practice English. We would meet for coffee and speak only English. At first, it was uncomfortable because none of us were fluent, but it soon became enjoyable. We learned together and laughed about our mistakes. You can do the same. Find a friend or a group and practice speaking together. You might also feel nervous about speaking with native English speakers. I know I was. But most people are kind and patient. They don't expect you to be perfect. They understand you are learning. So don't be afraid to talk to them. If you make a mistake, they might correct you, and that's a positive thing. Every correction is a new learning opportunity. There will be days when you feel frustrated. There will be times when you want to quit. But I want you to remember something very important. you are stronger than you think. You have already taken the first step by wanting to learn, and that requires bravery. And here's the wonderful part, no matter your origin or background, English can connect you to the world. It's like a bridge that unites people. When you speak English, you can travel, meet new people, and learn about different cultures. It is a key that unlocks many doors. So when you feel like giving up, remember your reason for starting. Think about the opportunities that learning English will bring into your life. Picture your future self speaking English confidently, making new friends, and achieving your dreams. Hold on to that vision. Let it motivate you to move forward. And always remember to be gentle with yourself. Learning a language is not easy, and you are doing a fantastic job. If you make a mistake, don't be harsh on yourself. Instead, say, I am learning, and I am improving every day. There will be moments that surprise you. You might suddenly understand a full conversation or say something without overthinking it. These are the moments when you see how much progress you've made. And those moments will keep occurring as long as you keep trying. As I stand here today speaking to you in English, I want you to know that I was once exactly where you are. I was scared. I made mistakes, and I wanted to quit, but I didn't. And if I can learn to speak English, you can too. The journey may be long, but it is worth every step. Because with every word you learn and every sentence you speak, you are building a brighter future for yourself. I remember the day I realized that learning English was not just about understanding words but about connecting with people. I was in a park when a tourist approached me and asked for directions in English. For the first time, I didn't hesitate. I spoke with confidence. Even though my English wasn't perfect, the smile on their face when they understood me felt magical. That's when I knew that English is a powerful tool for bringing people together. Learning English has taught me more than just a language. It has taught me patience, resilience, and the importance of perseverance. Every word, every sentence is a small victory. And every time you speak, no matter how brief the conversation, you are winning. One thing that really helped me was integrating English into my daily life. I didn't wait for a classroom or a special event to practice. I used English everywhere. I would describe what I saw while walking down the street, or I would think in English while doing simple chores like cooking or cleaning. These small moments of practice accumulate over time. I also found talking to myself in English to be very useful. I would pretend to have conversations with people. Sometimes I would even act out a scene from a movie or TV show just to practice speaking out loud. It might sound silly, but it made me feel more comfortable with the language. The more I talked to myself, the more natural English felt. And here's something I learned that might surprise you: it's okay not to know everything. You don't need to know every word in the dictionary to speak English. Sometimes, simple words are enough. What's important is that you can express your ideas and feelings. Even if you don't know the ideal word, there is always a way to communicate. English, like any language, is about sharing your heart and mind with others. Another thing I want to share is the importance of celebrating every small success. I remember the first time I ordered food in English at a restaurant. It was a minor thing, but I felt incredibly proud. Celebrate moments like these. Did you have a conversation in English today? That's wonderful. Did you learn a new word? That's progress. Every step you take is a step toward your goal. And when you make a mistake, don't be disheartened. In fact, I want you to celebrate your mistakes. Why? Because mistakes are evidence that you are trying. Each mistake is a lesson, a chance to learn something new. I used to feel ashamed when I made errors, but now I view them as opportunities for growth. You are not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world are learning English, just like you. Many of them feel the same, nervous, uncertain, and afraid of making mistakes. But remember, we are all learners, and learning is a lifelong process. Even native English speakers learn new things about their language every day. If you ever feel stuck or feel you're not improving quickly enough, take a deep breath and remind yourself that learning is a journey, not a race. Some days you'll make significant leaps, and other days you'll take tiny steps. Both are important. Both bring you closer to your goal. Another crucial point I want to discuss is confidence. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from believing in yourself and being willing to try. When you speak English, speak with confidence. Even if you're uncertain of your words, people will respond to your energy, and that's what counts. Confidence is built over time, and the more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Don't be afraid to practice with native speakers, even if you believe your English isn't good enough. Most people are kind and delighted to help. In fact, many native speakers respect those who are learning a new language because they understand how difficult it is. When I spoke to native speakers, I was nervous initially, but I quickly learned that they valued my effort, and many even helped me improve. Try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Listen to English music. Watch English movies. Read English books or articles. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more natural it will feel. And don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. Over time, your brain will recognize patterns, and things will start to make more sense. Learning English can also be fun. You can play games in English, sing along to songs, or join online groups where people from all over the world practice English together. There are so many ways to make learning enjoyable. The key is to find what works best for you and to remain consistent. And one more thing, be kind to yourself. Learning a new language is one of the bravest things you can do. It's not easy, and it takes time, but every day you spend learning is a step forward. You might not see progress immediately, but it is happening. You are getting better every single day. Finally, remember why you are learning English. Whether it's for your career, to travel, to meet new people, or simply to challenge yourself, hold on to that reason. Let it guide you and keep you motivated. When the journey feels long, remind yourself of the doors that will open once you've mastered the language. I want to leave you with one final thought. English is more than just words. It's a bridge to new experiences, new friendships, and new opportunities. When you speak English, you are not just learning a language, you are stepping into a bigger world, a world full of possibilities. So keep speaking, keep learning, and never give up on yourself. One day, you will look back on this moment and realize how far you've come. And on that day, you will smile and say, "I did it." Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone and welcome back to English Dictionary. I'm Harry, and I'm truly glad you could join me today. In this episode, we're going to discuss motivation in learning a language. This means how to remain strong, how to persist, and how to find enjoyment in the process of learning English, particularly when it seems challenging. On this podcast, I speak at a relaxed pace. I choose straightforward vocabulary, and I rephrase essential concepts so that you can follow along without difficulty. You can listen, repeat, and talk along with me. You can develop your English skills gradually. This technique is known as shadowing. You listen and then you say the words after me. So are you prepared? Inhale deeply, unwind, and we'll start this journey together. All right. Mastering English isn't simple, and that's perfectly fine. It's common to experience fatigue. It's common to feel like you're not moving quickly. But remember, you are not by yourself. Every person learning a new language requires patience. You require time to listen, time to practice. You require time to comprehend. You require time to develop, to get better. Certain days studying feels enjoyable. Other days it feels tough. This is all a part of the experience. On the positive days, take pleasure in your advancement. On the difficult days, simply persevere. Even tiny movements are positive movements. You don't have to be flawless. You don't have to talk rapidly. You don't have to know each and every word. You only need to make an attempt. You only need to carry on steadily, gently, one step after another. You are learning. You are undertaking a challenging task and you are succeeding at it. Learning English can be compared to ascending a mountain. Occasionally it's simple, occasionally it's hard, occasionally you wish to quit. But when you glance behind you, you will observe that you have already covered a great distance. You have acquired new vocabulary. You have listened. You have practiced. You have gotten better. Even if you don't perceive it at this moment, you are no longer at the start. You are climbing. You are becoming more powerful. So do not quit. Certain individuals learn quickly. Certain individuals learn at a slower rate. But every student requires one thing: motivation. Motivation is not mystical. It isn't always intense. Sometimes it's soft. It's the quiet thought that tells you, attempt one more time. Do not halt. Just do one more minute. And that is sufficient. If you feel exhausted, take a break, then return. If you feel unsure, take a breath, then attempt again. You do not require an ideal strategy. You only need to come back repeatedly. So question yourself, why do I wish to learn English? Perhaps it is for your career. Perhaps it is for traveling. Perhaps it is simply because you find it pleasurable. Your purpose is significant. Your purpose is powerful. Your purpose will assist you in remaining driven. Keep in mind, each day you practice English, you are advancing. Even if it is only 5 minutes. Even if it is only listening. Even if it is only attempting, you are developing. You are improving. And you ought to feel proud of yourself. You are doing something that many people fear to do. You are learning a new language. You are opening a doorway to the world. And that requires bravery. So stay driven, stay patient, stay compassionate with yourself. You don't have to be quick. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to carry on. So, how does one stay motivated when feeling tired? Let's speak truthfully. Some days you feel weary. You feel occupied. You feel anxious. You think, I do not wish to study today. And that is acceptable. It is normal to feel tired. It is normal to pause. Your mind requires relaxation as well. But you can persevere even on tough days. Here are a few suggestions. Tip number 1. Accomplish just a small amount. You do not need to study for a full hour. You do not need to complete a large lesson. Just do one minor task. Listen to English for 5 minutes. Read one brief passage. Repeat one sentence quietly to yourself. Even 60 seconds is superior to doing nothing. Learning English is not about accomplishing a great deal. It is about accomplishing a small amount over and over. Tip number 2. Recall your purpose. Why are you learning English? Is it for your profession? Is it to study in a foreign country? Is it to converse with individuals from across the globe? Is it simply for enjoyment? On the hard days, remember your why, your reason. Write it down. State it aloud. Keep it nearby. Your reason is your energy source. It provides you with strength when you feel fatigued. Tip number 3. Simplify the process. Do not wait for the ideal moment. Do not wait for quiet or energy or the correct frame of mind. Make English simple to begin. Place your book on your table. Save a video on your mobile device. Set an alarm for 10 minutes. The objective is not to be perfect. The objective is to begin. And once you begin, what follows becomes simpler. Tip number 4. Treat yourself with kindness. Do not say, I am slow. Do not say, I am bad at English. Do not say, I will never speak well. Instead say this: I am learning. I am trying. I am doing something challenging and I am doing my best. You are human. You are developing. So be kind to yourself. You merit kindness from other people and from yourself. Tip number 5. Acknowledge small achievements. Did you listen to English today? That is an achievement. Did you learn one new word? That is an achievement. Did you try even a little? That is an achievement too. You do not require large outcomes. You only need to recognize the small successes, the small victories. Smile about them, feel positive about them because they are important. Okay, in this segment of the episode, I will speak using sentences that are a bit longer than previously. Still at a slow pace, still simple, but just a little more extended. This will assist your listening comprehension to improve bit by bit. So do not be concerned if you do not catch every word. That is fine. Just listen, relax, and try to grasp the overall meaning. Learning English requires patience. But sometimes you do not sense your improvement. You study, you listen, you practice, and still you wonder, am I getting better? Is this effective? Why is my English still not sufficient? But here is the reality. You are improving. You are better today than you were the day before, even if you do not yet perceive it. So, how can you observe your progress? How can you sense that the learning is effective? Let's discuss a few simple methods. Tip number 1. Write things down frequently. If you can maintain a small English journal, in this journal you can write new words you acquire, sentences you appreciate, and activities you did in English today. You are not required to write a lot. Even a single sentence each day is plenty. For instance, today I listened to a podcast. I learned the word progress. I watched a video and understood it. Later, perhaps in 1 week or 1 month, you can read it again and you will be amazed. You will say, oh, I recall when I learned this. This was so difficult previously, but now it seems simple. That, my friend, is genuine progress. Tip number 2. Record your voice. You do not need a professional microphone like I have. Just use your phone. Say 1 or 2 sentences in English. For example, hello, my name is Sarah. I live in Turkey. I'm learning English because I want to study abroad. Then the following week, do it once more. say the identical thing. Then listen and contrast the two. You will observe your pronunciation is somewhat better. Your voice is a bit more self-assured. This is how you witness your progress. It becomes real. It becomes something you can actually hear. Tip number 3. Take note of small things you comprehend. Progress is not always major, my friends. It is not always a test grade or a diploma. Sometimes it is quiet. It is the instant you understand a sentence without conscious thought. It is the initial time you view a video without subtitles. It is when you speak and do not mentally translate. These are small, quiet indicators, but they are major victories, major wins. Tip number 4. Look backward, not only forward. Sometimes we only focus on what we do not know. We say, I don't understand native speakers. I can't speak quickly. I still errors. But try a different approach. Look backward. Look at what you were unable to do 1 month ago. Now look at what you are capable of doing today. Could you comprehend this podcast 2 months ago? Could you utter 2 complete sentences? Could you write 3 lines in English? Looking backward assists you in realizing you are developing. You are not stationary. You are moving. Sometimes progress is slow, but slow progress is still progress. Okay, in this part of the podcast, I will talk about something very significant. I will discuss how to enjoy the process of learning English even when it is slow, even when it is hard. Even when you errors, the sentences in this section will continue to be a little longer than before. Still easy, still simple, but this will help your listening become stronger. Alright. Learning is a voyage, not a contest. You do not need to be the first to finish. You do not need to be quicker than others. Learning a language is a journey similar to a long walk. You proceed step by step. You pause and relax. Sometimes you move rapidly. Sometimes you move slowly. And that is acceptable. You do not need to hurry. You only need to keep going. Remember, there is happiness in learning. There is happiness in small wins, in small successes. Such as when you understand 1 sentence in a film. Such as when you talk to someone for even 10 seconds in English. Such as when you recall a word you learned the previous week. These things are small, but they feel positive. You do not require an exam to inform you that you are performing well. You can sense it within yourself. Now, many students fear making errors. They say, Tom, I don't want to speak because I might say it incorrectly, or I feel anxious because my grammar is not flawless. But listen closely, my friend. Mistakes are a component of learning. Actually, mistakes are the way you develop. When a baby learns to walk, it falls down many times. But no one says don't try. We smile and say, try again. And that is how the baby learns to walk. You are doing the same thing, just with English. You are walking. You are trying. You are learning. So if you use the wrong word, it's fine. If you forget something, it's fine. If somebody corrects you, it is completely fine. That indicates you are learning. No one speaks perfectly every time. Even native speakers errors. So please do not be scared. Speak regardless, write regardless, practice regardless. You only need to be courageous. You do not always need to study in a formal manner. You can make learning enjoyable. You can listen to music in English. You can watch short videos. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. You can read something engaging, not only textbooks. Learning can be a component of your everyday life. Can feel like a game, not a burden. When you enjoy learning, you learn more. When you smile while studying, your brain retains information better. So discover what you love and do it in English. Alright. In this part of the episode, I wish to speak with you about something significant: your future. I want to demonstrate to you how learning English, even slowly, even in small steps, can create new opportunities in your life. English is not merely a topic. It is not merely a course you attend. It is an instrument. It is a key. It is something you can utilize in actual life everywhere. When you learn English, you can communicate with individuals from various nations. You can create new friends online. You can comprehend films, literature, music, and news in English. You can participate in discussions, not only listen from the outside. You can be a part of the global community. Think about it. Over 1.5 billion individuals speak English today. That means when you speak English, you are never completely alone. No matter your location: Brazil, Vietnam, Iran, Spain, Iraq, Ukraine, Russia, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, English can link you to someone on the opposite side of the planet. It provides you with a method to comprehend people and a method to be comprehended. That, my friend, is potent. English provides you with more options. Perhaps you desire to obtain a superior job. Perhaps you desire to study in a different nation. Perhaps you desire to travel or work overseas. English simplifies those aspirations. When you speak English, you can submit applications for international positions. You can comprehend global events, not only those in your own city. Even within your own nation, English is beneficial. A growing number of companies seek individuals who can speak English. More websites, tools, and machines utilize English. So when you learn English, you are learning something beneficial, something functional, something that grants you more liberty and possibility. All right, you have reached the conclusion of this episode. You listen with your heart. You dedicated your time and your effort to something significant: yourself. Today I spoke about motivation. I spoke about how learning English requires time. I spoke about how to persist. And finally, I spoke about how English can transform your life. And now I wish to tell you this: I am proud of you. You are doing something challenging. You are constructing a skill that can alter your future. It is unimportant if you speak slowly. It is unimportant if you errors. It is unimportant if you feel anxious or timid. What is important is this: you are trying. You are developing. You are participating. I'm Harry, and this is English Dictionary. Thank you for participating, and thank you for being a part of this journey. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep having faith in yourself. Goodbye for now.
Hello, and welcome back to English Dictionary, your place to listen, repeat, shadow, and learn English at a relaxed, natural pace. I'm Harry, and I'm glad you could join me. In this episode, I speak at a slow speed. I choose clear, straightforward vocabulary and rephrase key concepts so you can mimic my voice, work on your speaking skills, and gradually build your confidence. Today, we will discuss how to describe your daily routine in English, not just with brief phrases, but with complete thoughts. What are your morning activities? What does your afternoon look like? What is your evening ritual? By the time we finish, you will be capable of discussing your day in English using clear and natural sentences. Let's get started. Why is practicing this so important? It's because your day is real. It's your personal experience that occurs every single day. You know it intimately. You don't have to hunt for words or concepts. You don't need to discuss history, science, or politics. You only need to talk about your own life. You can state what time you get up, what you have for breakfast. You can say whether you go to the office or work from home. You can express how you feel: tired, busy, happy, or relaxed. And here's the greatest advantage. When you describe your own day, you are practicing authentic, practical English that you can actually use with other people in real situations. You don't need to be flawless. You just need to make the effort. When you talk about your day, you start thinking in English. You begin speaking more naturally, using simple but complete sentences. You cease translating in your head, and you feel more self-assured when you speak. Let's consider an example. Picture yourself meeting someone new. They ask you, "What did you do today?" If you've practiced this beforehand, you can answer. You could say, "I got up at 7, I went to work, I had coffee, and replied to emails. In the evening, I cooked dinner and watched some television." That is a complete conversation. That is genuine communication. And that is your objective. Even if you are by yourself, even if you're not enrolled in an English course, even if you are a shy person, you can still practice speaking English by narrating your day. So, whenever you are unsure of what to say, start with something basic. What did I do today? What time did I get up? What did I eat? Where did I go? What did I do in the evening? These are excellent questions. They assist you in recalling vocabulary. They help you establish strong English habits. And they enable you to think in full sentences without pressure. You can do this in the morning to talk about yesterday, or in the evening to recap today. You can even record yourself and listen back. The crucial point is to keep it simple. Use the English you already know. Don't fret over mistakes, just speak. The more you practice, the simpler it becomes. 1 sentence today, 2 tomorrow, an entire story next week. So today, let's develop that skill together, step by step, word by word, 1 genuine sentence at a time. All right, let's start at the day's beginning, the morning. The morning is a crucial part of your day. It establishes your mood, provides you with energy, and is an ideal time to speak and think in English, even if just for a few minutes. Now, let's practice some simple morning sentences together. Repeat each one slowly, just like shadowing. Let's begin. I typically wake up at 7. Now, you repeat. On occasion, I wake up earlier, around 6:30, when I have many tasks to complete. If I go to bed late, I feel tired the next morning. I remain in bed for a few minutes and contemplate my day. I enjoy taking a deep breath and stretching my arms and legs. Then I sit up gradually and get out of bed. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I brush in a slow and careful manner for 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel alert. Sometimes I take a fast shower, particularly if I feel drowsy. When I shower, I like to play gentle music or listen to English audio. After my shower, I dry myself and get dressed. I attempt to wear something clean and comfortable. Sometimes I wear jeans and a t-shirt. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more professional. Next, I go to the kitchen and make my breakfast. I generally eat something simple, like toast, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I have cereal with milk and a banana. If I have extra time, I prepare an omelette or some oatmeal. I prefer to eat slowly so I can savor my food. I drink coffee on most mornings. Occasionally, I drink green tea because it feels refreshing and light. While eating, I sometimes watch a short video or check the news. On other days, I simply enjoy the silence and listen to the birds outside. Before I leave home, I check my phone. I look at the time and read my messages. I check my calendar to see if I have any meetings or appointments. I pack my bag with all my essentials, my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. Then I put on my shoes and walk out the door. Okay, let's shadow a story. My morning routine. In this part, I will tell you a short story about my morning. You can listen and then shadow each sentence. You can pause after each line to repeat it slowly. Ready? Let's begin. In the morning, I usually wake up at around 7. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a lot of things to do. I lie in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. I stretch my arms, yawn a little, and slowly get up. Then I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth for 2 full minutes. After that, I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me wake up. If I feel sleepy, I take a warm shower. I often listen to relaxing music while I shower. It helps me feel more calm and focused. After the shower, I put on clean clothes and check my hair in the mirror. Next, I go into the kitchen and start making breakfast. I usually eat 2 pieces of toast with butter and jam. And sometimes I add a boiled egg. I drink a large cup of coffee. That's very important to me in the morning. While eating, I sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I hear birds singing, and I enjoy the peaceful moment. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time, my to-do list, and my schedule for the day. Then I prepare my bag. I make sure I have everything: my phone, my wallet, my notebook, and sometimes a snack. Finally, I put on my jacket and shoes, open the door, and step outside to begin my day. Okay, let's say a few final practice sentences together. Again, you can repeat right after me. Every morning is a little different, but I try to follow a good routine. When I start my day with English, I feel more focused. I'm proud of my progress, and I will keep going. Now, let's move to the afternoon, the middle part of the day. Many people are occupied in the afternoon. Some people go to their jobs, some go to school, some remain at home to care for the house or family. Whatever you do, the afternoon is a good time to use English. Even if you're busy, you can still listen, you can still repeat, you can still practice, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. Let's learn some common sentences together. Try to repeat after me, slowly and clearly. After lunch, I return to work. Sometimes I feel a bit sleepy after I eat. I check my emails and respond to the important ones first. I frequently read messages from colleagues or classmates. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to discuss tasks. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I type reports or prepare presentations. I also look at my calendar to see what I need to do next. I like to keep my desk neat and organized. It helps me think clearly. I usually take a short break around 3. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack, like fruit or a cookie. If I have time, I go for a brief walk to get some fresh air. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. If the weather is good, I walk around the block or sit in the sun. When I have free time in the afternoon, I study English. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I take a walk. Other times I read a short article or a story online. I also watch slow English videos to help with my listening. I repeat short phrases out loud to practice speaking. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly. Before I finish work, I write down what I accomplished. This helps me stay organized and ready for the next day. Sometimes I write down one new word I learned today. I like to review my English notebook before I stop for the day. I will now tell you a story about my afternoon. You can listen, pause, and repeat after me. Try to copy my rhythm and tone. This is a great way to shadow and learn. After lunch, I usually go back to my desk to continue working. I check my emails and write a to-do list for the afternoon. I often have a video meeting with my team. We talk about what we finished in the morning and what we will do next. The meetings are usually short, about 30 minutes. After the meeting, I take a short break. I walk to the kitchen and make a cup of tea or black coffee. I drink slowly while standing near the window. Sometimes I step outside for some fresh air. If I have free time, I use it to study English. I usually listen to a podcast like this one, or read a short story. Sometimes I watch a video where the speaker talks slowly. I pause the video and repeat the sentences. This is shadowing. It helps me speak more naturally and understand better. Before I stop working for the day, I write down a short summary of what I did. I also write one sentence in English to describe how I feel. For example, I finished all my work today and I feel proud. Or, I didn't study much today, but I will try again tomorrow. This helps me reflect and stay motivated. Okay, now it's your turn. You can pause this episode for a moment and try to talk about your afternoon, just like I did. What do you usually do after lunch? Do you go to work? Do you go to class? Do you stay at home and rest or study? Use short sentences. It's okay if it's just 3 or 4 lines. The goal is to speak, not to be perfect. Okay, let's try some sentence starters together to help you speak. I will say the beginning of the sentences, and you try to complete them, okay? In the afternoon, I usually. Very good. After lunch, I like to. Good job. Sometimes I feel. Well done. I usually take a break at. Perfect. Before the afternoon ends. I. Very good. The evening and night. The evening is a special time, a time to unwind and reflect on the day. Let's repeat some useful sentences. I arrive home at 6:00 the evening. I take off my shoes and sit down for a few minutes to rest. I sometimes watch the news or listen to music to relax. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. I eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes I go for a short walk after dinner. Before bed, I read a book or listen to calming music. I take a shower and brush my teeth. I go to bed around 10:30 or 11. Okay, you have just listened to my full routine. Now I want you to speak about your day. Here's how you can do it. First, think about your day. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you work, study, or take care of the house? What do you do in the afternoon? What does your evening look like? What do you do before bed? You can speak about today, or you can talk about a typical day, a normal day. Great work today. You listened to a full daily routine, you practiced new vocabulary, you repeated full sentences, and most importantly, you tried to speak in English. This is real progress. You're not just studying English. You are using English. You are living in English. One sentence at a time. Keep building your confidence. Keep practicing your daily routine until it feels easy. Now, come back to this episode often. Listen again. Shadow again. And each time, add more to your story. This is English Dictionary. I'm Harry, and I'm proud of your effort. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.
What if I revealed that in only 8 minutes you could become proficient in phrases native English speakers use daily? And by the time this video concludes, you'll feel these phrases flowing from your tongue effortlessly. I'm Sophia, and I'm going to walk you through my personal everyday routine, utilizing the most frequent English expressions. However, here's the key. You aren't merely listening. You will be shadowing me. Welcome to English Dictionary. If you're unfamiliar with shadowing, you're on the verge of learning the quickest method to achieve fluency in English. This is how it works. Pay close attention to me, then echo my words precisely. Mimic my rhythm, my intonation, and my pace. Don't overanalyze the grammar. Simply allow your mouth to become familiar with the natural cadence of English. This is part 1 of my full daily schedule, covering from the moment I wake up until my workday begins. These are sentences I genuinely use every single day. And after you shadow me, they will begin to feel natural for you to say as well. If you're new to this channel and you want to communicate in English with confidence daily, Press the subscribe button immediately. Prepared to change your English skills in just 8 minutes? If you struggle to match the pace initially, that's completely okay. Just give it your best effort, and you will progress with every sentence. Let's begin shadowing. We'll kick off with my morning ritual. Listen first, then repeat after me. Ready? Let's begin. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. First, I drink a glass of cold water. First, I drink a glass of cold water. I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. I wash my face with warm water and soap. I wash my face with warm water and soap. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. I comb my hair and make it look neat. I comb my hair and make it look neat. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. I open the window to let in some fresh air. I open the window to let in some fresh air. I take a few deep breaths to feel more awake. I take a few deep breaths to feel more awake. I check my phone for any urgent messages. I check my phone for any urgent messages. I feed my cat who is meowing by her bowl. I feed my cat who is meowing by her bowl. I water the small plant on my windowsill. I water the small plant on my windowsill. I decide what to have for breakfast today. I decide what to have for breakfast today. I take the milk and eggs out of the refrigerator. I take the milk and eggs out of the refrigerator. I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster. I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster. I hear the birds chirping outside my window. I hear the birds chirping outside my window. I feel much more energetic after drinking water. I feel much more energetic after drinking water. I remind myself of my goals for the day. I remind myself of my goals for the day. I feel grateful for a new day to begin. I feel grateful for a new day to begin. I tie my hair back to keep it out of my face. I tie my hair back to keep it out of my face. I apply a little moisturizer to my skin. I apply a little moisturizer to my skin. I put on my comfortable slippers. I put on my comfortable slippers. Perfect. Can you sense how these phrases are beginning to come more easily? Continue. Your English-speaking muscles are already becoming more robust. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. I choose my clothes for work carefully. I choose my clothes for work carefully. I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. I check the weather forecast on my phone. I check the weather forecast on my phone. I pack my lunch in a small container. I pack my lunch in a small container. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. I make sure I haven't forgotten anything important. I make sure I haven't forgotten anything important. I double-check that the coffee machine is off. I double-check that the coffee machine is off. I put on my watch and a simple necklace. I put on my watch and a simple necklace. I spray a little bit of my favorite perfume. I spray a little bit of my favorite perfume. I choose a pair of socks that match my outfit. I choose a pair of socks that match my outfit. I lace up my shoes sitting on the hallway bench. I lace up my shoes sitting on the hallway bench. I glance in the mirror by the front door one last time. I glance in the mirror by the front door one last time. I pick up my bag from the hook where it hangs. I pick up my bag from the hook where it hangs. I set my home security alarm before I exit. I set my home security alarm before I exit. I lock the door behind me with my key. I lock the door behind me with my key. I wave goodbye to my neighbor across the hall. I wave goodbye to my neighbor across the hall. I walk down the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I walk down the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I step outside and feel the sun on my face. I step outside and feel the sun on my face. I adjust my bag so it's comfortable on my shoulder. I adjust my bag so it's comfortable on my shoulder. I take a final look at my apartment building. I take a final look at my apartment building. Amazing! You're already halfway through part 1. If you are shadowing along with me right now, please drop a heart in the comments. I want to see how many of you are actively practicing. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. I walk to the bus stop near my building. I walk to the bus stop near my building. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. I arrive at my office at 9:15. I arrive at my office at 9:15. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. I check my emails and make a to-do list. I check my emails and make a to-do list. I attend 3 important meetings today. I attend 3 important meetings today. During lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. During lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. I work on my computer until 5 o'clock. I work on my computer until 5 o'clock. The bus arrives right on schedule this morning. The bus arrives right on schedule this morning. I show my monthly pass to the bus driver. I show my monthly pass to the bus driver. I find a seat near the window to sit down. I find a seat near the window to sit down. I put my headphones on to listen to my podcast. I put my headphones on to listen to my podcast. The traffic is a little heavy today. The traffic is a little heavy today. I get off the bus at the central station. I get off the bus at the central station. I walk 2 blocks to reach my office building. I walk 2 blocks to reach my office building. I push the button to call the elevator. I push the button to call the elevator. I say good morning to the security guard. I say good morning to the security guard. I swipe my ID card to enter the main door. I swipe my ID card to enter the main door. The office is bright and quiet when I arrive. The office is bright and quiet when I arrive. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair. I turn on my computer and wait for it to start. I turn on my computer and wait for it to start. I take my notebook and pen out of my bag. I take my notebook and pen out of my bag. I drink a small cup of water at my desk. I drink a small cup of water at my desk. My first email is from my manager. My first email is from my manager. I prioritize the most urgent tasks first. I prioritize the most urgent tasks first. My coworker asks me about my weekend. My coworker asks me about my weekend. I reply that it was relaxing and quiet. I reply that it was relaxing and quiet. I organize my files before the meeting. I organize my files before the meeting. I join the meeting in the main conference room. I join the meeting in the main conference room. I take notes while my boss is speaking. I take notes while my boss is speaking. I share my opinion on the new project. I share my opinion on the new project. The meeting concludes after 1 hour. The meeting concludes after 1 hour. I return to my desk feeling productive. I return to my desk feeling productive. I answer several emails from clients. I answer several emails from clients. I feel hungry when lunchtime finally arrives. I feel hungry when lunchtime finally arrives. I heat up my lunch in the shared microwave. I heat up my lunch in the shared microwave. I sit with my team in the cafeteria. I sit with my team in the cafeteria. We talk about our favorite TV shows. We talk about our favorite TV shows. After lunch, I feel re-energized and focused. After lunch, I feel re-energized and focused. I complete the report I started yesterday. I complete the report I started yesterday. I call a client to confirm our appointment. I call a client to confirm our appointment. I schedule a meeting for next week. I schedule a meeting for next week. I submit my completed work to the shared folder. I submit my completed work to the shared folder. My afternoon coffee helps me stay alert. My afternoon coffee helps me stay alert. I tidy my desk before preparing to leave. I tidy my desk before preparing to leave. I shut down my computer for the day. I shut down my computer for the day. I say goodbye, see you tomorrow, to everyone. I say goodbye, see you tomorrow, to everyone. I feel satisfied with what I accomplished today. I feel satisfied with what I accomplished today. Incredible! You have just shadowed 100 essential daily routine sentences. However, we are only partway through my day. Tomorrow's installment will uncover my evening routine, along with the 5 secret words that will make you sound 100% native. Here is a small preview. Hit subscribe right now. Part 2 is released tomorrow, and here is your task. Use the sentence, I leave my house at ___ sharp. Comment your specific time below. I am excited to read them. Don't end your practice here. Your English journey is only just beginning. I will see you in part 2. Continue shadowing. Keep making progress. You are doing wonderfully.